What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Queening Out. It's your girl, Miss Laganja Estranja, and I am joined by the ever so handsome Joseph A. Shepard.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
I love that intro.
I love it. You're giving very classic, chic man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
Your guns are gunning in that tee.
I just worked out, so that's why I'm a little red, a little flushed.
She's got the extra pump.
Oh yeah, I did my berries workout, and then I had 15
You do the
minutes
berries?
to get over. Yeah,
I've never gone. I've just heard stories. It sounds like gay hell.
it is. It is. I've been doing Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. I do 1 hour of purely weights, and then I go back and do a night class, and I do cycling. So I've been doing like 2 a days.
Honey, you are on your fitness and the Lord is your witness.
I am. I said,
wow.
Goodness.
Teach me. If I could just go once a week to yoga, I'd be happy.
well, the good thing is, and the reason why it's so easy for me to do is because they just opened up a place that's 30-second walk from my place to it. So literally it's like, there's no excuse.
Look at God. Won't she do it?
Yeah.
Just laying things you need right there for you in your life.
Yeah.
Where's my, hot yoga studio next to my house?
Yeah. Where is it?
It is actually next to my house. I could totally walk if I wanted to, but I'm not doing that, girl. It's like a, 3-minute drive. I'm not walking that.
Yeah.
It's hot.
It is hot.
And I'm like wearing full sequins today. I can't do that. No, I'm not going to start my fitness journey until July. I don't know if you saw the big news.
I did see the big news.
But I am finally getting my very first gender-affirming surgery in September. So part of that is I have to quit smoking cigarettes and weed so that I can have good circulation in my blood and that I heal well. And ultimately, I haven't been smoking a ton of weed, as I've told you before. It's sort of changed. So that one I'm not so worried about. It's the cigarettes. I love my cigarettes. I know it's nasty, you guys, but it's just my little, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I mean, cigarettes is kind of all I have left. So in a way, I'm glad that I have this like inspiration because I've been wanting to quit cigarettes, of course. I just haven't had any inspiration. Like, yes, it would help me with my dancing and my, live rapping on stage, but I've been able to like maintain what I do already without quitting. So I just haven't quit. But now that I have a real reason and I'm spending, so much money on this surgery, I'm not going to spend all that money and then smoke a cigarette and have it be ruined. It would make me lose a lot of the fat transfer. So for those of you who didn't see the news, I'm having 360 lipo, which is insane to me. I never thought those words would come out of my mouth. I mean, I was 120 pounds soaking wet for most of my life. And even now, I don't think I'm fat at all. I feel like, I'm a size 12 and I know that's like large for women, but I'm still very skinny thick. But it turns out, yes, I have enough fat for them to take from, I forget the proper terms. I think it's called upper flanks, my torso, lower flanks, my back, my chin. I mean, we're sucking it out of everywhere. And then we will be putting it into my hips. And then if there's anything left over, that will be going into the breasts. So that's surgery number 1. That's a 6-hour surgery. Ooh. Now, a lot of girls would go ahead and have implants put in right away. But I decided to listen to my doctor, as I think we all should. And he said that, if we were to add the breast implants, that would be an 8-hour surgery. So that's a long time to be under anesthesia and not there. So he was like, I think we should do the fat transfer first, see where we're at, and then we can do the breast implants later this year or early at the beginning of next year. So I'm working with Dr. Rosenberg out of Beverly Hills, which is another thing I never thought I would say. Like, I'm getting surgery and I'm doing it in Beverly Hills. Yeah. Like, girl, what? But also, I have to give a huge shout out to Care Credit. Have you ever heard of them? They're not officially sponsoring me yet, but I'm hoping they will. Please come through for mama. But they're an amazing organization that I've actually worked with before. That's how I was able to do all of my laser hair removal and my electrolysis. So I financed with them and then I paid it off slowly throughout the year. You get a full year, no interest, which is amazing. That's nice. So I was able to lay a deposit down for my surgery, but I still had quite a large chunk left. So I financed it and I'll be paying that off, once a month, every 12 months for the next 12 months. So I'm just really grateful. And, a lot of people have been like, girl, you have money. What do you mean? And I'm like, I don't. So I want to be very clear and transparent with everyone and let people know about Care Credit because I do think they are amazing at what they do, working with a bank called Synchronology. I don't know how you say it. But I know care credit, and I'm going to keep saying it. Care credit, care credit, care credit. Help the doll. Cover me and take away some of that money. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm nervous. I'll be honest. I'm actually terrified. I'm more than nervous.
What are you terrified of?
The healing.
The healing?
Yeah, I trust the doctor 1,000%. Gigi Good went and had her breast done there, so I've seen his work. He's worked with one of the dolls. I've actually worked with him back in 2019 before the transition to get rid of my smile lines. So I feel really good about there. And also I have to give a huge shout out to Allie. She is one of the employees there who just instantly made me feel comfortable. And what I really love about Dr. Rosenberg's office is the girls aren't all surged up. Now, maybe you guys aren't familiar with this out there, but any sort of plastic surgery place you go into here in Hollywood, they look crazy, okay? They look like aliens. It's not my vibe. It's too pumped. It's too tucked. It's too yanked. And I love it here because what Dr. Rosenberg really specializes on is creating a natural look, which is what I really want. Now, a lot of my trans sisters out there are like, that's what you think now, girl. And the minute you get a little, you're going to want more. And maybe they're right, but I don't really think that's my truth. You know, Carmen Carrera is, which I'm sure we're going to talk about.
Oh, yes.
She is like my body goals. I think she has a very voluptuous body, but it's also very natural. Yeah. And that's really what I want. Now, the thing with fat transfer is you do end up losing up to 50% of the transfer, which is just mind-boggling to me that you go through all this pain and then you end up losing half of it. But luckily with Dr. Rosenberg, we're going to be doing a lot of healing treatments, including a hyperbaric chamber, have you done that before? What is that?
So basically it's like it's kind of like a, what do you call it? Like a CT scan? Is
like an MRI?
Yeah, like an MRI. You go in there and then they have like a little TV like up there so you can watch TV. And then it's basically like different types of
oxygen, right?
Oxygen going through to be able to like pump the blood flow and to make sure that everything's going right. So you're not bruising as bad, you're healing faster.
So the idea behind that is I'll be able to retain at least 65% of the transfer, which is obviously a lot better than 50. So we're going to figure all of that out. But again, I just have to say thank you to Allie. She was just so kind, so real. You know, I just told her the truth. I kept it real with her and she made me feel instantly comfortable. And I feel like, you know, I did do this on a whim. You know, this is my first official consultation. I have looked at other doctors. I did do some, you know, collaborations with the Crane facility out in Austin, Texas. So I have gone through consultations before, but ultimately I think what really sold me on this was Allie, her presence, and more importantly, that the doctor didn't think I needed FFS, because most doctors I've talked to or spoken with, they do think I need FFS. And I was just so thrilled to find a doctor that aligned with me and was like, your jawline is super, you know, feminine. Your nose is perfect. You know, he was like, I don't think you need to shave your forehead. You know, you're rocking the bang. So that was kind of like the last like check mark for me to go like, okay, this doctor gets it. Like, I don't want to look like some super Hollywood doll. I want to look like me. I just want to have a more feminine body and not have to wear oversized dresses to hide the fat that I've gained.
That's exciting though. And that's going to be like a good moment. I know there's nerves in all of that. Like I told you in text the other day, I had gynecomastia surgery. So that was chest. And that was something that I had struggled with forever. And I always hated like any type of shirt that I was in, anything from like teen on. Found the right doctor. I went to a few and just kind of like what you got to do. And then I felt the right vibe and went with that, and it was nerve-wracking.
And what was the healing process like?
I had to sleep sitting up for, I believe it was like a week or two. And I was so gaggy, bruised really bad. And then
what did it feel like? Like, I've been trying to ask my girls, like, what does it feel like when you get the BBL? And the two things I've heard is like, it's like you've done 1,000 lunges, but like all over your body, which I'm like, okay, that sounds manageable. But then my other girlfriend was like, it feels like your body's literally on fire. And that terrifies me.
I think that you'll just be in a lot of pain. Do you like pain meds?
Oh, trust me. That was another question I asked Allie today. I was like, so what's up with the pain meds? How many am I getting? Like, I don't have a problem, thank God, with prescriptions. I've obviously been very open about my struggles with alcohol, but when it comes to pain meds, like, I like the feeling, sure, but not enough to like, I want to be that way forever. It makes me too disassociated. So I'm not worried about abusing them, but mama, I want them for those first 15 days. And if they're like, take them every 4 hours, oh, trust me, I'm going to have someone waking my ass up to take the pills because I'm scared. Like, I've never had surgery before. You know, the most pain I've ever been in was like, I think last year when I hurt my hip in Hawaii. And that, like, I wasn't in pain constantly. It was just when I walked or tried to move my leg a certain way. Whereas, like, from my understanding with this one, like, just lying there, I'm going to be in pain.
Yeah.
And that's intense.
When I had to get my appendix out when I was with my first boyfriend, and it was the funniest thing. Looking back on it, it's funny. Then I was very mad.
Yeah.
I ended up having to get the surgery. It was like random, and I was with his family on Long Island in New York. And so we went to the hospital, ended up getting my appendix out. They gave me Oxy, and I woke up the next day and I was like, "Where's my medicine?" And his mom said, "I'm not giving that to you. I threw it away." And I said, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah, I threw it away. We can't get you addicted to that."
No, the girlfriend that told me the body feels like it's on fire, she refused to take pain meds. So I was like, okay, well, now I know that, because Mama, I am not refusing to take those.
No. You
give them to the doll.
Give them.
I want to be sedated severely. Seriously.
Oh,
yeah. But I'm excited. I'm grateful. I'm thrilled that Dr. Rosenberg is going to work with me and giving me, you know, a good discount for me to obviously promote his organization. And, you know, honestly, I would have done that naturally anyway. I'm very transparent with my buds. So the fact that I don't really have to do anything different, I just be myself and they're helping me out is amazing. So now if we can just get care credit to come through for the doll, I really want to get sponsored by them. Hell, even if they just knock off 5,000, I'd be thrilled.
We'll reach out.
Please.
I am going right after this.
Okay.
And I'm going to start doing scent test.
Scent?
Scent.
To see what you're allergic to smell-wise?
No, I'm coming out with the candle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never done a merch item before in my life.
Ever? Not a t-shirt, not a flyer, not a nothing?
Because I'm like, who would fucking buy it?
We would buy your t-shirt.
So I was like...
It'll say, "I'm a survivor."
Yes. And it'll be my head on Beyonce's body.
Oh, I was thinking more the show that you're trying to get on. So like your head on like a, I don't know, He-Man.
Oh, that works too. So I've always wanted to do something and candles and scents for me being on the spectrum, it's very hard for me to find a scent
I was about to say, I thought that's usually like a hard thing.
So there's like one or two candles that I like. Like that's it. And that is a rarity.
And who makes them?
So one of them is a balsam fir, like the tree.
Okay.
Christmas time. Absolutely love it.
Okay. A Christmas tree vibe.
And then there's a teakwood and tobacco that I love from PF Candle Company.
Ooh. I like that combination too, though.
So we're doing scent tests today, and then we're going to create label and everything. I'm working with this amazing guy, Yasir. He has a candle company called Sir Candle. And when I do my Exposed After Dark show, it's going to be featured prominently in every episode.
As it should be.
I'm also going to be doing lovely 1980s and 90s commercials to be able to
fun.
push it. So
that's super cool.
I was like, let's have fun. Why not?
Well, I love it. Now I can give up cigarettes and just light your candle.
Yes, there you go.
Perfect.
Just inhale it.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting.
Very excited.
So you've never done anything like that before where you like test scents and put them together? And do you also have a tooth gem? Okay. Is this new?
No.
No?
Okay. So this tooth gem has been on my tooth for literally since whenever Tate McRae's album came out.
So this whole podcast recording, you've had that. I've never noticed it till today.
So literally, I went to her album release party, and it was at the Peppermint Club.
Okay.
And she had somebody doing tooth gems. And I went, the lady was like, "Oh, this should be off and no problem, like a week tops." I think her album came out in November.
I love it. You don't like it?
I just I was expecting it to come
off.
It's
so cute. I've always wanted one, but I want like a little weed leaf.
Oh, that'd be cute.
I know, but like for a video. Like I don't know if I can rock a weed leaf all the time. That's a bit intense.
Well, I'm lucky because I was going to do my two front teeth just for the event. And then I was like, oh, that would have been awful.
No, that would have been. I love it though. It looks so cute.
Thank you.
And it's like a clear one, right?
It's like a light silver.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
No, I like it. You're rocking it. Looks good. What about a nose ring? You ever thought about that?
No.
Okay.
I used to have my ears pierced.
Okay. What happened? You took them out and they closed up?
I took them out because I was in this weird phase where I didn't really know who I was as an individual. And this is before I came out.
We all do that.
I went to Claire's. I got my ears pierced. And then I started buying fake gauges.
I loved fake gauges. I used to wear those too.
Because it was like, oh, it's cute.
It was like emo. We were hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, well, I think you could rock a little nose excess.
Would it be like here, no, just a little dot?
I'm thinking like if your tooth gem is here, like a little ring over here.
Okay.
Could be cute.
I'll come in next time.
You know, you can get those fake ones and try it on and see if you like it.
Yeah.
I love piercings. I, tried to pierce my nipple once, and instead of them piercing the nipple, they pierced the areola, the full fucking thing. Yeah, girl. And so it never healed. And so ever since then, I've been like, well, I'm not meant to be pierced. It was a sign from God. She told me, Miss Thing, don't do it. So just the ears for me. But maybe once I'm snatched a belly button so I can be like Britney Spears.
Well, we got some emails.
Let's see. Who
But
we hear
before
from?
we get into the emails, I think there's two things that we need to talk about.
Okay.
One, they announced that Canada versus the World cast is going to be announced this week.
Okay.
And I went on the internet and I did some sleuthing, and this
Naturally.
episode will be out when the cast list is announced.
Okay.
I was not a fan.
Really?
I need to know what they are doing.
Who are they thinking?
Why do we keep reusing the same people?
Because they're the only people that will do it.
This is what we have. We have,
According to rumors.
Allegedly, Alexis Mateo again.
I remember.
Cheryl Hole again from the UK.
I love her, but what was she on?
She was on UK, and then she was on UK versus the World.
Oh, I didn't watch that one. That was the one with Scarlet Envy.
That was the second season. Was Scarlet?
Okay, I didn't watch either one then.
Eureka.
I love that. We haven't seen her in a minute.
Well, she was on 9 and 10, and then she was on All Star 6.
Oh, okay.
Kennedy Davenport.
When have we seen her?
Well, she was on All Stars 3.
Well, that was a long time ago.
But like, where are the dolls who've never been on an All Stars?
Not wanting to go on.
Then we had La Kahena from France. We have La Phil from UK. We have Lemon from Canada.
Yay, I love Lemon.
Lemon's great. We have Miss Fiercelicious from Canada.
Oh, she's amazing.
And then we have Tynomi Banks from Canada.
Oh, and I love her too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the second half of the roster was exciting.
Yeah. The first half for me,
And the first half wasn't non-exciting. It's just like you said, we have seen a lot of them.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I kind of want like some girls that are
fresh meat.
Yeah.
New blood.
Yeah.
Young, hung, marching to the sound of their own drum.
Our first email is from Alex. Joseph Ann Laganja. Queening Out has been given the title in honor of my favorite new weekly listen.
Oh,
Ooh,
thank you.
Thank you. Congrats, divas. You've given me another podcast to quote and annoy my boyfriend with. And that's the best pride gift any Midwest homosexual could ask for.
Yes, God.
So please keep going after All Stars 9. Last week, Laganja mentioned that this season is lacking some personality and that's why there isn't much conflict or strong opinions. I totally agree. What would your dream All-Stars cast be that gives you that extra personality spice? My 3 picks that I know can bring the personality are Mistress Isabel Brooks and Peppermint.
Love.
My 3 picks. Who's the third?
Me. It was
Oh, it does say plus Laganja. There we go.
See?
Would love to hear what you think. Lighters up. Alex from Kansas City.
Love it. Well, if we just had to pick 3, I need more Latrice. I'm sorry. Latrice is a big personality. She's not afraid to say what she wants to say. I loved her so much on We're Here this season, so I would love to see her back on. Big personality stirring it up. I think Mistress Isabel Brooks, absolutely. She's making my list. And then I don't think this person would like cause a lot of drama, but I'd love to see Lady Camden. Okay. She's just my sister and I love her and she supports me so fierce. Like I saw her in San Francisco this last weekend and she was like, I just want you to know I'm here for you. And when you have your surgeries, I'm going to call and check on you. And, you know, I know you're going to be going crazy during that because you're already so insane right now. So I can only imagine when you're surged up what you're going to be going through. And I just want you to know how like supported you are. And she's just such a great human being.
Yeah.
And I really feel like she should have won her season. So I'd love to see her back. But I don't think she would stir up the drama. So if we're looking for a stirring of the drama, Gia Gunn.
Oh,
come on.
Always the drama.
Come on. And she already wants to go back on. She's
Yeah.
tweeting out. So yeah, I think it's time. We need her back.
I think that I would have to go with 3 people that probably will never be back on Drag Race ever again.
Okay.
Tammy Brown.
She wouldn't do it?
I don't know. I don't know if they would ask her.
Ugh, I'd love to see her. Now she would give drama too.
She would.
Yes.
I want to see Tammy with the new girls. I
Me
think that would
too.
be cool. I think Tammy, I think Jeremy now, Fifi before.
Okay, love.
And I think Willem. All three of those together, I think would be the biggest drama ever.
Yeah, you're right. They're definitely not inviting those last two back.
No.
But I forgot, do they hate Tammy too?
I just think that Tammy's always just been outspoken. So I think that she's said some things about Rue that probably didn't rub people the right way.
Right.
Least favorite drag queen? God, that's a real hard question. I don't know. I'm not going to say that. It's not fair because there's all sorts of drag queens and that's what they do. And God bless Mama Rue, right?
Well, I love Tammy. She's one of my favorite queens and human beings. And I just think she is so talented. I went and saw her one-woman show this year and I was just blown away. I mean, she is so impressive on stage. She never stops moving. She sings live. She tells crazy, insane jokes that you're like, where does this come from? Like, she's brilliant. She would make an amazing, amazing all-star. Totally.
Still, I love when I had her on my show and I said, you went viral for your finding a dead body in the forest. I go, so when did you find the dead body? And she goes, which one? And I said, you found multiple dead bodies, Tammy? And she said, well, yes. And I was like,
that's what happens when you walk children into nature.
It is.
Come on, Natch.
That's your fucking responsibility.
Use your mouth.
This one is from Dahlia. It says, hello to you both, Joseph and Miss Estranja. I hope both of you are doing well and having gorgeous summers and beautiful days as well. I just wanted to take a minute to speak my appreciation to Laganja. You have always been an inspiration of mine beginning from season 6 because you reminded me of myself. But I also saw a lot of talent and potential in you, and you were my pick to win. That aside, I want to thank you for not being afraid to show yourself, go through your transition, and being honest with us on your YouTube channel and just on all your socials in general. You are such a light of trans joy, and when you open up about how you feel, it helps me feel a sense of connection I've never felt before, being a trans woman myself. I've never felt so seen by someone I so admire as yourself. Oh, they're gonna get me. Okay. You're such an amazing woman and the biggest star in my eyes in whatever you do, and I wish you nothing but roses and love throughout your life. Joseph, I love the professionalism you keep in your interviews while also being able to engage in fun. It's very endearing how you speak so freely and still tie things back into an overall topic. It's very admirable, and it's a quality I'd love to have myself. Now, my question, if you could reformat the formatting of Drag Race in any way, what would you change? The way the challenges work, the hostess, shade, or etc.? Quite the loaded question, I know, but I think if anyone could elaborate on their own ideal Drag Race, it's the two of you. Lovingly, Dahlia Monet from Hot and Muggy, Massachusetts.
Ooh, Hot and Muggy, Massachusetts.
That doesn't sound fun. Hot and muggy, although that's what we're experiencing today here in LA.
I think if it came down to it, I actually would love like more stakes. I think more stakes across the board. Like, I think that these challenges are too easy to turn, one way, to be produced. And I think that there should just be more things at it. I want those old challenges where they were like going into the thrift store and like go outside of that bubble of the studio.
Right, Hollywood Boulevard.
Yes, those moments were crazy. And like at the end of the day, it's like we've come so far in the past 2009 to 14, 15 years with Drag Race. And it's like, let's put them back on the streets. Let's make them do some things.
Right.
I would love too if they would actually have them do like performances at a club so we can see how these girls actually work. Like when they do their talent show things, like maybe it's at Mickey's one night, and they record it there. And I would have to keep people hush hush, but I think that the drag world is more than what is on Drag Race.
Right.
And there's a lot of different things. And I think that there's a formula that Drag Race has crafted and created, and it's great and wonderful. But I think that it's going to have to be re-envisioned in the next couple of years because it starts getting stale.
It's getting stagnant, yeah. Well, I, on a similar vein, would love to see outside of the studio work as well. I've been saying it for years, but there needs to be a house. The girls need to live together. We need to see the real drama because that's what we're ultimately missing from the show is when the cameras cut and they all go back. So I would love that to be an element. And then I also have this weird, crazy idea because I just have this feeling, right, that RuPaul's like getting over it and doesn't want to be the host anymore. So instead of like replacing it with Bianca or like some big name like a Bob or Alyssa, I think what would be really cool is if the whole show was run by dolls. So like each week you competed to be a judge or to be the host. And it would be like a rotating vibration, and they would like have to judge each other, but then some weeks they would be in it. And so it was just like, it would, I think, employ more girls ultimately. And I think it would be just like a weird and nice format shift because like imagine you win the challenge and you become the host of next week's episode.
Yeah.
So next week the winner is hosting the episode and like gets to breathe and not have to compete. But I don't know. I haven't really fully worked it out, but I do feel like it is time to change it up. Because I'm not going to lie, the episode this week was so boring to me.
Can I tell you that I fell asleep?
Thank you. Okay, I'm glad you agree.
I fell asleep when they started playing the acting challenge, and I woke up and the acting challenge was still going, and I couldn't figure out like what was going on, and I went back to sleep and it was still going. So I was like, either I'm waking up every few minutes or this is just on repeat.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched it and I was like, oh no, this thing was long.
Yeah. Did you notice that we had one comment that were like, does Laganja actually watch this show? I'm I don't know how many times I have to tell y'all, yes, I watch it, but if it's boring, I do other things. I mean, I watch it enough so that I can talk about it with you, but no, it's not my end all and be all. And I'm not like trying to fully figure everything out. Although I will say we did get educated on Gottmik's look last week. She was a cyborg and there was like human coming out of her machine.
Yes.
That was cool. I noticed that in the opening of the episode this week. We got a nice close up of the titty and I was like, okay, that is cool. Still think the dress could have been more, but I saw the concept. That was cool, you know? And so just know that I may not watch the episodes, but I read all your comments. So if you want to tell me something about the episode, I will read that.
Yeah.
But if your episode is boring, yeah, no, I'm going to be on my phone or what I did this morning watching the episode, which was, it was in the background. It was in the background. It wasn't entertaining. Yeah. It wasn't. I liked the fruit challenge. That was funny with them having to take the fruits back and forth. I watched that part. That was great. That made me laugh. But this challenge, it's just so, I don't really feel anyone went for it.
No.
Like at all. Like Vanjie and Angeria were just themselves. Shannel was just off, which kind of blew my mind.
Oh,
Roxy couldn't keep it serious.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I was not overly impressed this week.
Let's get into Meeting in the Ladies' Room. All Stars 9, episode 7.
Meeting in the ladies' room. Is that song?
Is there a song like that?
I feel like there is. No? Am I making
I don't know.
it up?
I mean, maybe.
What do you think, sir? Is there a song like that? You don't know either.
Meeting in the
pretty sure there's
ladies' room.
Meeting in the ladies' room.
Is
if
this
not,
it? Hold on.
Told you. What is it, 80s?
You're right, 1985.
Hey! That's a good one. I love it.
It's by Climax.
Oh, even better.
This episode, I will say I was very excited about this challenge because I thought
you love the slapping.
I'm not like a fan of the slapping. I think that it can be comical, and I think if it's done in the right way,
I think it can be sexy.
Ooh, sexy.
Yeah, slap me when you're giving it to me. Absolutely.
What did you think about the mini challenge of them moving the fruit?
I liked it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was fun. I loved that Bruno was really getting up in there with the dolls. I think I would have murdered it, especially with this thick thighs, baby. I would have killed it.
Yeah.
It was fun. I liked it. It was so silly and stupid, and it was new and enjoyable.
Here comes a cucumber. I'm making pickles brew.
Oh my gosh.
Nina West wins the mini challenge.
Shocking. Good for her.
And her prize is immunity from being cut off.
That's right.
And then we get into acting in the original film, meeting in the ladies' room alongside RuPaul.
Right.
This would be a moment that I would love to have.
Okay.
Like, there's acting challenges and all this stuff in every single season of Drag Race. But doing it with RuPaul, I think, is just a different level.
Agreed.
And RuPaul was on his A game. I will say that I guess they learned the Saturday Night Live trick of just putting teleprompters in their eye lines for the girls for RuPaul. I think that to me made it a little less personable, I guess. I guess like a lot of the girls were relying on the teleprompter.
Were they?
Yeah. I kept seeing their eye line and like there wasn't that much acting-esque that I was seeing. So I think that probably stunted a little bit.
Okay.
Because like at the end of the day, you may memorize your lines and you may know them, but it's one thing coming in there and then you're like, oh my gosh, am I going to forget it? And if you see that eye line, you're going to keep looking.
Right. Sure.
I thought out of all of them, we started off, Nina West came in for Valley of the Dolls. I think, in all honesty, Nina West was the best out of the bunch.
She captured what they were looking for.
Yes,
for
she
sure.
gave them that over-the-top drama.
She
gave
got
them
her
what they
movie
needed.
references. Yeah.
I could always get you a part playing my grandmother.
I feel like nobody got their movie references. Like,
Well, no one, and especially Vanjie.
Showgirls.
But she was my favorite. She's just so funny. She just does the most. I feel like we're very similar. Like, I loved it. I laughed my butt off, but it was so not Showgirls.
Roxy Andrews, she had Dynasty. I thought she dressed the part.
She did. I mean, they really didn't show us much. They just showed her laughing at RuPaul. That was her 10-second storyline. So I don't feel like we really got a fair chance to see what she was giving in the session.
Yeah. Ingeria Paris Van Michaels and Mildred Pierce.
Giving herself as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plastic Tiara, All About Eve.
Not a home run.
No. Shannel, Mommy Dearest.
I don't know what it was. I just thought it was so...
am your only fan.
It wasn't landing to me. And I thought she was going to smash this.
I think she's mad.
Oh, she's over it.
That's what I keep
They're
reading,
giving her
and
the
that's what I've
season
been
1
seeing.
edit. They're letting her not win and feel bad again. You
And
see, this is why I don't want to go back on. They love to stick to your previous storyline.
I guess from Orozco's viewing, she has not watched any episodes.
Another reason I won't go to Roscoe's. Messy.
Pretty aggravated, I guess, at everything. And I guess that if you remember when she was on the stage and RuPaul gave her that little pep talk, apparently it was like 25 minutes.
Oh.
Literally 20 or 30 minutes of this. And he finally looks at me and he says, "Do you understand what I'm saying to you?" And I said, "Meh."
They should have shown that. That would have been
I know.
iconic. That's the kind of drama we're looking for. Poor Shannel. She is sickening, but it
She
didn't
got the
land.
mug. I thought that the mug was done right. I thought
Agreed.
that the outfit looked great for what it was.
Agreed.
And it was disappointing because I know that she can push it, but I also get at the exact same time. You're in a competition. You're now at episode 7. You have no badges.
Yeah, I just wanted her to shake it off a little bit. I thought it felt a little rigid, a little like safe, and just not like, I just didn't feel her let loose and really give us the drama, sort of like Nina did, you know?
Georges had the boys in the band. I thought Georges was
cute.
funny
She
because
was cute.
one, the wig was awful.
I loved the wig.
It was so,
I have that
but it was
wig.
so bad it was good. Like it was
Yeah.
so. And then I loved when she pulled the chair to
That
like
was
get
so
on top
funny,
and
yeah.
slap RuPaul. I was like, okay, there's a little bit of different elements in here.
Totally.
It's a little bit funny. I don't think she was the best, but I think that she had the camp.
She had the camp for sure. Yeah.
Got Mick had the mirror cracked. I wasn't really a fan.
I wasn't either.
And there was like a moment where like during the rehearsals, Rue kept laughing at
Right.
Mick, and I was like, "What are you laughing at?"
I
Because
wondered
I'm
the
not
same
laughing.
thing too. Yeah, I don't know.
And then Vanjie had Showgirls.
I just loved it. It was so wrong. It was so funny. She's just crazy. Like she's just Vanjie, and it works because it's so over the top. She got the drama part, but yeah, she just missed that her character is actually supposed to be the sweet little girl that moves to Vegas, you know, and falls into this. She was like, "Oh, he was for Chow, he was for Papa Chow." I'm like, but it was funny. It made me laugh. It made Rue laugh too.
I also love when they asked her, "Have you seen Showgirls?" 2 times. I was like, really? No. We had Colton Haynes as the guest judge.
Yeah, handsome.
And then we have our runways, which is Widow Week for me, where all the girls come out in something.
I hope you have images to show me, yeah, because I did not love any of these, I don't think. First up,
We have Nina West coming through. Nina West coming through in her haunted mansion.
Spooks.
And then she does a reveal into my grandmother's comfort.
Bed sheets, yeah. It was a no for me. I loved the bottom portion of the dress of the first part. I liked that. I thought that was cool with the cameos. But again, what is up with the reveals, Mama? Did you notice she went to take off the cape and it ripped the other dress? I was just like, oh, this poor thing. And of course, they're just going to keep showing that over and over that she can't do reveals, which I'm like, oh my God, give it a break, y'all. You edit other people to look good. Like, why do you have to keep doing that to her? But yeah, didn't love it. Didn't land. I mean, she definitely gave the prompt. Loved that she did creative makeup. But the outfit for me, it was hodgepodge magodge.
Yeah, it felt very Halloween. Like it felt like doing makeup for Halloween and like
Halloween
you're gonna
or
go
like
and,
costume theater.
Yeah.
Not
didn't
couture,
necessarily
not drag. Well, no, it was drag. It was very drag, but yeah, I just didn't feel elevated.
Next up, we have Roxy Andrews coming through in all white, and then it looks like, oh my gosh, she killed her husband. The blood splatter.
I liked it.
I did like it. Mm-hmm. I wish that there would have been more blood splatter.
More blood splatter. I wish she had like red cuffs with beads hanging down, so it looked like her hand had been bloodied and was dripping. Like, I do think it was overall a little too simple. That's kind of been her common theme this year, but I thought she looked elegant. I liked the axe. It was good for me. It was safe but good, better than the previous.
Well, speaking of Roxy Andrews, last week during the Atomic Blonde, she had like the fur, remember? Apparently the designer for her outfit did not come through, so she made that in her hotel room.
Okay, well.
Cutting up a jacket.
You could tell, but good for her. Creativity, points for that.
Mama, kudos for saying that, for spilling. Like, seriously, oh my God.
Next up, we have Angeria Paris Van Michaels as like the Black Widow. I will say, I thought that, and then she had the urn in her hair, what she said. I thought it was very creative. I think, though, that the web behind her made it look costumey.
I disagree.
Okay.
That's drag. It's drag. I loved her from the neck up. I thought the hair was insane. The mug was perfect. The jewelry was great. I loved the back piece. And then the dress for me was just okay. Mm-hmm. I still think this is the best look we've seen on the runway so far. But something about the dress felt a little matronly. It didn't feel like current enough for me. Like, why does the widow have to be old? Can't she be a young widow? Mm-hmm. Like a black widow, baby. You know? I'm feeling like singing today for some reason, but I liked it. So far, favorite look we've seen.
Plastic tiara.
Gorgeous perfection. Love it. Do I think it's the prompt? I don't. Is it giving widow?
It does not give widow to me.
Me either.
I love the hair. I thought the hair was very creative.
Amazing. Everything she wears is incredible. It's like high art drag. I just wasn't getting widow.
I was just wondering, like, is it a cultural thing that's what they wear when their husband dies? I don't know. So I was like,
well, maybe that is.
That's what I was thinking.
And in which case, I'm uneducated and I didn't know that reference. Yeah. But if that's the case, then sure, she nailed it. But I just thought for me, right off the bat, I was like, I'm not getting the theme per se. But my God, she looks gorgeous. And I also thought the hair was so cool. It was art.
She just comes out every single week. And I'm like you said, like, it doesn't matter the prompt. She just looks gorgeous in anything that she wears.
Yep.
Shannel comes out in a big black
But at least
overcoat.
that big black cape was good. Because some of these other people came out in questionable reveals. I thought the big coat was at least well done. It reminded me of Into the Woods.
Yes. And then she looks like she's from Bridgerton.
Right?
But I actually thought this was really pretty.
I did too. Well done. I thought it was gorgeous. The necklace is insane. I love the color choice. I love the contrast of the pattern with the, I wish I knew that word. Is it taffeta? Not sure, but I love that it's like iridescent. I love that the blue carried up into her makeup and her hair. I thought she looked great. I mean, is it a little costumey for me? It is, but and also, is it giving widow? Oh, she said it was like she's rich now and this is all the money she spent on the look. So, I mean, with the story, she sold it for sure. I like it. I think it's good.
I always want people to come out of these dresses.
Like,
I want her to come, like, I know it never happened, but like, I would love to like open the dress and like people are like, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you meant her to literally come out of the dress.
Oh no, I meant like actual people were hiding under it.
Hilarious. She's just had these
she
minions
just
with
open
her this
it
whole
and
time.
It's like her dead husband.
Georges. Oh, that would be funny though. The dead husband would be cool. Well, Georges could fit under there. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, she looks good.
Next up, Georges.
Not good.
I need to know what was up with the wig.
What was up with everything? I think this was a last minute. She didn't have the look. She had to throw something together because like this little tiny coat that barely covers her that she's having to hold shut. And then another red dress, and she's worn way cooler red dresses this season. The hair felt flat. I agree. I was shocked.
I also kept noticing one thing on the hair where I felt like the lace wasn't like down in this part. Like it wasn't glued down. So anytime she would turn her head, it looked like there was just a piece of like.
It happens. I'm sure that wasn't intentional.
Maybe something happened with her wig.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think a wig would have saved it. It wasn't giving widow. Like, what widow is in a red, spicy hot dress? Like, I don't know.
Got Mick coming out in melted black candles, wax.
It's amazing.
This was gorgeous.
So cool. Adam's family meets Couture. I mean, it's so cool. It's like a widow who got burnt or something. I don't know. I thought it was art. I thought it was fantasy. I mean, another one who's just amazing no matter what she wears. Yeah. It's even like last week, I know we hated on it and y'all got mad at us. It's like the dress was good, okay? We know. But yeah, I liked this. I thought this was cool.
Last up, we had Miss Vanessa Vanjie. I love this look.
I loved it.
I thought that the coat was amazing.
So
the
cool.
Umbrella. I was like, I want that umbrella.
It gave widow.
Yes.
It gave widow. Rich hooker widow. It's totally the vibe I would have gone for. Her ass was looking so right. I mean, yeah. It was a home run for me. Look at that necklace. That necklace is insane.
So good.
So sickening. So sickening. Such a strong way to end the runway.
Exactly. And then we have our top two, Nina West and Angeria Paris Van Michaels. I think Nina was deserving. I think Angeria, compared to everybody else, was in the top sector. So I
felt like Angeria played herself, and if we're going to allow people to play themselves, Vanjie should have been on the top.
Especially with that dress.
With that dress, and then she was so funny in the challenge. I felt like she should have been in the top if we were going to just be like, oh, well, people can play themselves and win. That's what Angeria did. There wasn't a character there.
Well, they performed a Lover Girl by Tina Marie.
Literally didn't watch it.
This is what I didn't understand.
Good?
No.
I heard it in the background, and the minute I heard the song, I was like, I'm not interested.
Nina West wears a reveal outfit every single time except for this week when she's in the top two.
You're kidding.
I was like, I know that her dress was so big and she probably couldn't take it off because it was that big, like, Haunted Mansion-esque dress. But I was like,
she stayed in the comforter?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So we already know that she wasn't going to win.
So Angeria won.
Angeria won, and she blocks Got Mick.
That's right. I did see that. Okay, yeah, I woke back up. Yeah. And then that was at the beginning of this episode, right? Where Roxy was all like, why'd you do the drama? That was such a pot calling the kettle. Girl, you went behind people and did the shuffle off to Buffalo. And now you're mad at Angeria for taking her time? I was blown away by that.
Everybody's game's going to be different. We don't all have to hold hands and be like, who has the least amount of badges? You're good. Right. Who has the most?
Although, shout out to Plastique for trying to convince everyone not to vote for her by being like, you really should mark off the someone with less badges. I was like, that actually isn't a bad idea.
It is a really good point.
I thought so too.
Because if you're always going after the person who's in the lead,
they're still going to be in the lead. Right. It was smart.
Very smart.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for today.
Oh, I hope next week is better, Gorge.
Apparently, they're going to have to make outfits based off RuPaul songs.
Okay. Well, we'll be here and we'll be celebrating RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 9 with each and every one of you.
Make sure to send us an email at laganjoes, LAGANJOES @gmail.com, and we may read it on the air. Until next time, I'm Joseph.
I'm Laganja.
And you tuned into
Queening Out. Bye, guys.